Hey guys, it's At the Movies. I'm Uma.
I'm Iain.
And we're here at the pink carpet premiere of
Baby Driver.
And we're about to interview the stars of the film.
Ansel Elgort, who was also in Divergent and The Fault in Our Stars, and Lily James, who was in Disney's Cinderella.
So come with us as we go fawn over Ansel and Lily. You seem to be enjoying KL. I've been looking at your Instagram feed.
I'm having a blast. This is my, I don't want to say favorite because that's not allowed, but this is.
Don't tell anyone.
This is one of my favorite parts of the world, Southeast Asia. I think it's so incredible. The people are so nice. People are so respectful and welcoming, and the food's incredible. It's beautiful everywhere. The culture is so strong. So I always cherish my visits to any part of Southeast Asia, and I hope to continue to visit more parts of it.
Tell me, what is it like working with someone, with a director who is so exacting? It feels like you have to be that exacting to pull off what he did with Baby Driver. And how does that affect your process as actors?
Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Cunning move.
So the nice thing about when you work with a director like Edgar is you really get directed. I love being directed by my directors. Edgar is very deliberate, like you said. He knows what he wants. He wants you to know what he wants too. There's a very clear line of communication. He goes through the process with you beforehand and makes sure that you're both on the same page. And we did about a month of rehearsal and prep for the movie. And then when we got to set, it was all figured out.
And I think you need structure in order to be creative and in order to go kind of mad. Otherwise it just goes, you lack direction, and with this I felt within the structure I could be really spontaneous and brave.
I know the boys got to do most of the action, but did you feel a little left out that you didn't get to do more?
Well, actually, when I first read the script there wasn't as much, and then Edgar wrote in way more for, I mean, I would love to do more car driving stunt chase, maybe in the sequel, I really enjoyed the bit where I went and got my hands on a tire iron.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler. Not saying who was involved. So that was all added in later. So she definitely, I think Edgar was aware that he wanted her to have sort of some moments to take the lead.
It's interesting though, watching the film and reading some of the reactions to it, it gets sold as what it is. I mean, it's this great action heist adventure, but at the same time, I think a lot of people miss what a fairy tale it is. And I think some of the most powerful scenes for me were those quiet moments between the both of you, whether it's in the diner or I just love the scene in the laundromat.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your process there, because obviously you have to shift. I mean, it's different when a bad guy threatening you in a diner to just a quiet moment with you guys talking about music.
Yeah, it is really nice, and I think it adds a heart and soul to the movie. Like you said, it's a brilliant spectacle and the action is incredible, but the heart and soul comes from our relationship. That scene in the diner, really interesting for me because I feel as though Lily is really the leader in that scene, and she's sort of dragging Baby along and moving him, and they're connected by these earbuds, so he has to move when she moves, and she's sort of pulling information out of him.
Keep going, keep going. Yeah, they were constantly kind of dancing with each other, even when they weren't moving. There was this dance of dialogue, and then she was sort of exactly trying to draw him out, and he was kind of making her heart open, and it was sweet.
Speaking of hearts opening, I guess. I know you did some of the driving, but for other sequences they had a driver hidden in the car somewhere.
Yeah.
How does it feel when you're completely not in control and screaming around corners and things?
It feels great because you're in so much control because the driver is so amazing. Oh. It's almost like
it's like being in a remote control car though. It's very strange.
It's like a strange feeling, but at the same time it's a great feeling because you're not gonna mess up. Those drivers are robots. I mean, those guys are so great at stunt driving. They do everything so controlled, you feel like there's no way they're gonna mess up. And even if they do, you're strapped in a great way, it all feels weirdly safe. Probably too safe. But it's nice to imagine that.
Yeah, it was amazing. The stunt where I am in the car and I go, he swings around a corner and the camera's there and he literally goes, swings, drives, turns, whoom, and he stops, skids to a halt, and the camera is literally a foot away from where the end mark for the car is. It was crazy, and he nailed it, pretty much every time he did it. I'm sadly not talking about Ansel on this.
She is.
He nailed it
She's
every
talking about
time.
Baby.
And you can smell burning rubber, and you can it's the petrol, and it's quite intense.
We noticed that almost everyone in the movie has some sort of distinctive tattoo, except you guys and maybe Kevin Spacey. Well, we couldn't see because he's all buttoned up. But we were going to ask you if you guys had tattoos in the movie, what would they say?
Baby.
Particularly like hats.
Yeah, mine would say baby.
Baby. That's my baby.
Yeah, mine would say Jonathan.
Jonathan.
No, I think the nice thing about our characters is that Jamie Foxx's character Bass plays. He wears red, and John Hamm wears blue. Darling wears pink, and everyone has their sort of color, except Deborah and Baby are black and white, and they're timeless, and they don't have tattoos. They're not stuck into particular personality that they've given themselves. And
But since filming, I have got a tattoo recently, which is of a little dude with headphones in.
Very cool.
Nice.
what?
Ansel's like, what?
I showed you, didn't I?
No.
Oh, I showed Edgar. I'll show you later.
Sick. I want to get one of those. I don't know. I kind of don't want to get them
No, you don't get one.
for the same kind of reason, like mostly because I'm lazy, and when you show up to
And
a
it's a
film
big
shoot.
decision.
Yeah, well, when you
It's for
show up to a
life.
film shoot, if you have a tattoo here, then they have to cover it up every day. And I love being the guy who, like, I walk in the makeup trailer and like 10 minutes later I walk out, so I get to sleep longer.
Yeah,
Because
me
if you
too.
do hours and hours in hair and makeup, then you don't get to sleep.
It was only minutes to get the scars, was it?
Yeah, and I would try to leave the scars on for as long as
You
possible.
would. You'd have them on for longer than a day. It was hilarious.
I'd do like 3 days, and they'd be like, Ansel, we need to replace the scars. I'm like, no, they're fine. Can we just fix them up a little bit on set?
We got like 30 seconds. Should we ask
can do it.
Ansel if he would...
Off
we
you.
read this story about you lip syncing the Commodores.
Oh yeah.
Could you give us a little feel?
Yeah, so I was in the audition, and the
Sing
thing
it,
about
sing
Oh, sing it,
auditioning-
man.
I will. Don't worry, I'll get to it. Getting to Baby is he doesn't have a lot of lines, and he's not the kind of character that you can easily do an audition with where it's just some scene work. A lot of Baby is how he vibes out to his music, and I didn't know Baby's music that well, and I was in an audition, and I know I hadn't gotten the role yet. And it was like that feeling in the air of, okay, like I'm doing my best, but damn it, I don't know if I'm gonna get this role. And Edgar threw me the biggest bone ever. Oh, that sounded weird, but he threw me a bone. And he was like, what's a song that you know really well that you can vibe out to the same way Baby would? And I thought, Easy by the Commodores. And he said, oh, I love that song, that's great. We're gonna do an improvisational scene, and there's a dead body over there you have to dispose of. But you can't help but sing along to Easy. So it started off like the song comes on and I was hiding behind this like wall, and he was filming me with my sunglasses on. I know it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Easy. It is sort of like that like what you do between the two. And he filmed me doing that, and eventually that got me the role.
Great.
Not that performance of it, because that wasn't very great, but in the
Pretty
audition
good.
it was good. And I didn't have to sing, I just sort of had to lip sync.
Wonderful. Guys, thank you so
very
much.
I was just
Thank you.
trying to think what I would do if he asked me to lip sync, and the only song I could think of was Never Ever by Allside.
It's a good choice. It's a good song.
Then I'd be able to like lip sync every word too.
What's that?
Oh.
Thank you
Guys,
guys.
Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.